Everyone, class is in session. Welcome, my name's Helen, this is the Shrimpy Miggy channel, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about TikTok. I fell down a TikTok rabbit hole so deep that it is taking me days to emerge. I watched this video from Chamberlain. I don't know who of you follow her. I don't actually subscribe, but this girl's always trending. Her latest video on her TikTok dancing was trending, so I clicked on it and I was like, TikTok, yeah, I keep hearing about TikTok. I'm gonna check it out. So I did, and let me tell you, I downloaded it. It could not be easier. You just find the app, you download it, it's free. There are no in-app purchases either to buy, so you don't have to be like, sometimes you have that moment of nervousness before you like download an app. Doesn't even have that. So I downloaded and you don't even have to log in. I keep reading, you know, I've done a little bit of reading about TikTok and they say that you have to sign up or log in somehow to start using it. You don't actually. You can just start watching it right away. That is so smart because there are barriers to entry that I think keep some people from signing up for Facebook and for signing up from Instagram and for Twitter. You know, you'll have your people who are lurking and reading, but it's unbelievable. TikTok just lets you look at content right away. And the first thing they serve you is like comedy stuff. So right away you get hooked. You watch these like 15-second comedy bits from people. It geolocated me. Anyway, I'm here in Toronto, so it just started serving me all this Toronto/Canada comedy content straight off the bat. It was super interesting, super compelling, super entertaining. I was hooked almost right away. The cool thing about TikTok, or the uncool thing about TikTok, depending on how you look at it, is that it uses artificial intelligence algorithm to determine what you're interested in, and it is really, really smart. It is scarily smart. I'm actually surprised that more people have not made a fuss about how smart the AI is in this algorithm. It is on another level. Like Instagram, totally different. I feel like Instagram, you kind of got to go rooting around for what you want. It does show you stuff, but it's usually it's not that smart. If you've looked at what Instagram serves you, it's not that clever. But oh my gosh, TikTok, it is just the smartest thing. It is so compelling for so many different reasons. And if you're under 20 years of age, or maybe even under 25, maybe even under 30, you're probably not here for this, so feel free to just move along if that's you. I will not be offended. But for those of you who have not experienced TikTok at all, or maybe just saw like briefly, sometimes you see clips on other YouTube channels, sometimes even on the news, you'll see like little viral trending moments, sometimes from TikTok. Until you download it and immerse yourself, you have no idea how addictive, and I almost said how amazing. I've really been enjoying it, and here are some of the reasons why I've been enjoying it. First of all, it's funny. The first thing that you get, or at least the first thing that I got, was comedy videos, and they made me laugh right away, and so I just kept wanting to watch more. But then I started getting into some dance videos, these like cute little dance trends that people do, and so that's what Chamberlain made her video about. When I watched it, I was like, I love watching people dance. Why aren't I watching TikTok? She made some comments about how she like enjoys watching people dance, and so do I. I was like, I gotta get on this. I love watching people dance. And I do. I love watching these like TikTok dances. They're all kind of a genre, meaning they're almost all, it's not dancing the way you and I might think of dancing. They're very much created for a lens. So they're always facing forward, and there's always like these body rolls in them and like some sort of sexy gestures. There's usually like a snap or a clap or something like that. It's a little different from most of the dancing things you think you might have seen before. Just even the dancing alone, I could keep watching and watching and watching, but there's just like, I don't even want to talk about any of the trends right now because they're gonna be lame. By the time I post this, they're gonna be like over and people have moved on to the next thing. But I will say, if you know the song Old Town Road, that came from TikTok, and I could go on and on. But here's another interesting tidbit, which is I started watching these dances, and if you watch enough of these 15-second dances all sort of in a trend, you start to enjoy the song very often, and then you find new songs to like. So that was interesting. I found about 5 new songs to listen to for my workout playlist that were pretty like hype, like pretty good energy. Wow, I'm totally blown away by this app. So in my sort of TikTok deep dive, I've also discovered that there are certain dancers, or TikTokers, I guess they're called, that are just the most famous out of all of them, at least here for a North American audience, as far as I can tell. Must be why I keep getting served them. And if you look how many likes they have millions. They're all teenagers, and everyone I think is under 20 or definitely under 25. They dance together. A whole bunch of them are based out of Los Angeles. They have this communal house that they've rented called the Hype House. Are you guys familiar with this? They rent a house and they make most of their TikTok videos, and a lot of them are done in a bathroom in this sort of aging mansion in Los Angeles. It's wild. It is a whole new type of social media. It's not really based like Instagram, sort of based on who you know and your friends and your followers. It's a little less so because you don't have to follow anybody to be served these different videos. Does that make sense? Like you can follow people and you will get served those videos, but the algorithm will just serve you things anyway. And it is wild. It is just like 15 seconds. It is just so well attuned to like people's actual attention span these days, which probably is around 15 seconds. Some of the things that I like about it is, as I've said, it's pure entertainment. My problem with Instagram is it's very aspirational. It's very much like you have to be gorgeous to do well and your makeup has to be perfect. And there's so many poses like this. Like, woke up like this, you know, all this kind of crap on Instagram, and I've been over it. I've never been the biggest Instagram fan, and I think maybe that's why. It just feels so posed and artificial, and TikTok is so goofy and light by comparison. TikTok's also very, very sexy in a way that's really hard for me to describe. People are dancing and they're teenagers and they're all very good looking, and not everybody has to be perfect looking, but they're really sexy. Like these dances tend to have some kind of sexy element or some sort of couple element or some sort of just, you know, it's dancing. Dancing's not meant to be super straight-laced. It's supposed to be an expression of human desire, I think. TikTok is super addictive, which brings me to some other points about it, which I think are valid and I don't hear that many people talking about. And oh, by the way, I know this is not sort of the ins and outs of how to use TikTok. It's very easy to use. I mean, you could give it to a 10-year-old and they could figure out how to use it. There are other videos about that. But what I think is like super interesting about it also is that people are just aware of the fun part. People are aware of all the dancing. People are aware of the trends and the viral moments that come out of TikTok. But there is sort of an interesting side to it that I do not think has been explored for us adults. It is interesting to think of. I don't know if you know this, but TikTok actually presents a threat to Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and Instagram. As we know, older people are very much into Facebook. I don't know if they'll take up TikTok, but TikTok is being taken up in enormous numbers. I can't remember the billions or billion of like people that have downloaded it, but it is very, very high. My opinion is that it's going to completely eclipse Instagram. I could be wrong. People are just having much more fun and the algorithm is so smart. It is incredible, which brings me to another point. So Mark Zuckerberg is up in arms, and so TikTok is downloaded by, you know, youth primarily, but it is going to start to go, it's going to start to trend upwards. I'm sure of this. What's interesting about it is that I'm so surprised that nobody put a clamp down on this before it was widely available. Even Apple. They're so notorious for protecting people's privacy, and I'm kind of surprised because one thing that we're learning about TikTok is that they have used the data and they were censoring videos. This is a Chinese company. So TikTok is owned by, I think it's called ByteDance, which is a Chinese, and I don't mean like Chinese Americans hanging in Silicon Valley. I mean like from China, Beijing-based technology company, and they have censored content in the past. They have censored anti-Chinese government content in the past, and so since then they've sort of done a walk back on that, and my understanding is that they allow the different TikToks in different places to be the moderators of the content, so they're not going to censor that anymore. Maybe, I'm not really sure. It's this really interesting gray zone just from like a journalistic perspective, how TikTok was able to penetrate North America, the United States, Canada, the Western world without, and everybody had their blinkers on. I think that it's just like this fun, goofy app. It started as Musical.ly as a sort of lip sync app for younger people, and so now kids age 13 to 20 all have it installed on their phones. Like everybody's gonna have it on their phone and they're gonna use it. And so theoretically, their data could be mined forever. Their movement patterns, what they put on, where they live, what they wear. It's really, really interesting from that standpoint. You know, not that I think at all that they're a malicious company. I'm not at all trying to say that. But, you know, as we've seen with Facebook, it's not always all good, right? It is something to be skeptical and wary about. And I don't think anybody is skeptical and wary of it, really. I'm not hearing much of that. So I'm just putting it out there for you guys to make up your own mind. I don't think you'll have any luck stopping people 20 and under. It is just too much fun. Watching other people dance and have fun together and genuinely, and making comedy is irresistible. This is an irresistible app. Like, I think we're just starting to see it get going, and it is gonna skyrocket. So that is my opinion. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take off. I mean, it's only about a year old right now. I'm pretty sure it's gonna eclipse Instagram very, very shortly. So we will see. We will see if that ends up coming true. I'm pretty sure it does. In the meantime though, I'm probably just gonna keep watching. I kind of don't really care who follows where I am and stuff like that. I did make an account in the end, and I enjoy it. I don't know how long this love affair is gonna last, but I'm just learning so much. I just like looking at the trends. I like watching people dancing. I like watching what people wear in different parts of the world, which is even fun. And I guess you could see that on Instagram, but it's so posed and so flat. This is technology brought to life. All right, so there you have it. My own feelings, you know, some mixed thoughts about what it means and how it was able to sort of get so big without anybody caring. It just snuck in there. It just slipped right in there. So yeah, let me know if you're on TikTok, what you like on it, what you don't, if your kids are into it, if you're into it, if you're over 30 and you're into it. I want to hear from you. Okay, bye guys.